Burada.
Doldur lan!
On the majestic peak of the Great Dividing Range in Victoria, snow blanketed everything in sight. At first, I came here for a vacation and to visit a friend, but after hearing about the dangers caused by wild boars invading the streets, I decided to pick up my gun and embark on a hunt across this unfamiliar land. Our hunting team set off early in the morning. After nearly an hour of travel, we reached the Great Dividing Range in Victoria. Through the lens, we spotted our target. Several wild boars were moving about, then settled on an open patch of land, seemingly basking in the sun's warmth. And this was our chance. From higher ground, I locked in on the strongest boar and pulled the trigger. A thunderous shot echoed through the Grand Mountains. One wild boar took a bullet and collapsed shortly after. Against the vast white snow, the dark silhouettes of the wild boars stood out starkly. We spotted a herd. Once I was certain one had entered my crosshairs, I firmly pulled the trigger. With a single shot, the wild boar instantly collapsed on the snow. The rest of the herd fled in a panic, but shortly after, we successfully took down another target. The excitement surged as we encountered a herd of nearly 10 wild boars on the run. I aimed for the fattest ones and fired. Each shot hit true, and the results were truly satisfying.
Yatıyordu görüyor musun?
Using a strategy of splitting into smaller teams and surrounding from all sides, we kept spotting more targets. Just over there, a wild boar digging through the snow fell directly into our sights. At over 500 meters away, the bullet still flew with precision and power. After the shot, the boar quickly collapsed on the cold snow. After the recent round of gunfire, we reloaded and continued moving. From high above, we spotted a wild boar. I was sure it had been hit, but it wasn't down yet.
Gördüm. Vur.
So we started tracking and pursuing it. After a while, a dark figure emerged. I rushed after it and fired the final rounds, finishing off the massive boar.
Ne oldu lan? Ha? Kime saldırıyorsun? Kime saldırıyorsun lan?
On the other side of the ridge, a boar quietly hid among the dense vegetation. But escape was impossible. My friends had surrounded it. From the mountaintop, volleys of bullets rained down. Exhausted, the boar tried to crawl away, but the lethal shots crushed its last hope of survival. Despite the freezing weather, sweat still poured after the relentless chases. Yet none of us even considered stopping, and our perseverance paid off. This time, we found another large herd. Breathing heavily, we chased them down and pointed our barrels forward. However, the accumulated fatigue seemed to affect our aim. Most bullets missed. Only one wild boar was injured and left behind. A few more shots rang out, and at last, after all our efforts, that wild boar was finally taken down. At this point, we were truly exhausted. The entire team decided to head back home after a thrilling day of hunting.
Eve koşun sen hadi, eve koşun.
Although these aren't towering mountains, the coastal Aegean region in Turkey stands out with its low-lying forested hills, where wild boars frequently appear. This has drawn in many hunters, including ourselves. Hunting here has become a familiar activity, serving not only as recreation, but also as a means to control the wild boar population, protect crops, and maintain ecological balance in the area. While making my way up the mountain, I received a signal from a teammate ahead, alerting me that a wild boar was approaching. Without much time to prepare, I quickly moved to intercept, raised my rifle, and took aim. The moment the prey appeared, I fired multiple shots in rapid succession. They were fast, accurate, and within seconds, the wild boar collapsed. After that initial success, I continued to the mountain peak. From that vantage point, we had a clear view of the prey's movement. Immediately, I advanced to cut off its path. Ready to fire, I firmly aimed my rifle at the boar. With a single decisive shot, the wild boar instantly dropped to the ground. Carefully scanning for targets nearby, I was lucky to spot a wild boar hiding alone in a dense bush. I cautiously observed and closed in from short distance. At the perfect moment, I took the shot straight at it, but the cunning beast was quick and agile. It took several shots before it was finally finished off. Although it wasn't particularly large, it was still a decent result.
Gel geleceğim. İki tarafı da kan bak, gördün mü Tokan?
Gidemez.
Ama oğlum.
Just a few minutes later, another wild boar suddenly appeared in our sights. The earlier gunshots had likely startled it, causing it to flee in panic. Not wasting the opportunity, we immediately opened fire. However, its speed made it extremely difficult to aim. Fortunately, after a barrage of bullets, we still managed to bring it down. Returning to the trail for a break, I suddenly caught sight of a familiar dark figure lurking on the opposite hillside. Without hesitation, I rushed over to cut off its escape. As soon as we came face to face, the sound of gunfire shattered the silence. It was perfect. With a well-placed shot, the wild boar was taken down on the spot. After a brief rest, the whole team quickly resumed the journey, heading straight to the mountaintop. Every passing moment, everyone stood ready with rifles in hand, alert and on edge. Suddenly, a rustling sound. John dashed forward, instinctively aimed, and pulled the trigger. But two wild boars suddenly accelerated and darted past the shooting range, escaping by a hair's breadth. Not letting the prey get away so easily, we immediately called in the hunting dogs. With sharp instincts and incredible speed, they forced the wild boar out into the open after a tense chase. As soon as the target appeared, our team quickly tightened the net. Facing an overwhelming advantage, the boar was completely cornered. There was no way out. The pack of hunting dogs operated at full capacity, not resting for even a second. They kept sniffing out more targets and skillfully drove the wild boars toward our ambush zone. Our team was already in position at key locations, determined not to let a single one escape. As soon as the boars emerged, a barrage of gunfire erupted from all directions, and one by one, the animals fell under the unrelenting rain of bullets. Today's hunt was truly a tense, yet thrilling journey. But we also know that the battle with these destructive creatures is far from over.